Hello, everyone. This is Gentleman with the Voices. This is this is going to be something new. I'm trying. I'd like to make it a series, and it's called Life Perspective. And what life perspective is it is my thoughts and my takes on different things in life, things that are important in life. Some of these things may be more important to a person than another. Some of these things you may not understand, but would like to grasp a better understanding of what those are. And that's what this series of videos is going to be. Is every episode I'm going to pick a topic and I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to give you my take. And if I have any experience with it, which I plan every single one of these to have, or I would have no business talking about it, I'll go into some of my experience and share that with you. I want to completely disclose I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist. I don't feel like I'm being forced to do these. I want to share my knowledge and my experience with others. So, this first one, I want to start with something a little bit more. A little bit easier. A little easier to talk about. I don't want to get too deep right away. So, for this first one, I want to talk about music. Everyone knows what music is. You turn on the radio, you buy CDs, you buy it on iTunes or Amazon Music or Google Play, you know. But what is music? What is music to you? There's a lot of different types of music in the world. You got country, you've got jazz, you got R&B, you got blues, you got polka, rock and roll, heavy metal, death metal, classical music. There's folk, there's and there's so many different takes on all of this. Everybody's different. Everybody's tastes are going to be a little bit different as well. For example, I myself have quite a few tastes in music. But let me tell you a little bit about who I am as a person, and then I'll tell you the music I like. I am a very thoughtful person. I try to do my best to speak to others on a personal level. If I see someone is having a little bit of trouble, I'll try and take time, talk to them, calm them down, cheer them up, and see if there's anything I can do to help. I have a nasty temper at times. I get very anxious. Unfortunately, I stress easy, but I love easy. I want to make the world a better place. I want to make the people around me not feel miserable. I want to make the people that matter to me know without a shadow of a doubt I do care. They are they are worthy people. So, just just a brief bit about me. The musics I like. are heavy metal. I like some of the classic rock and roll. I love jazz. I do. So as far as heavy metal goes, I like things like Ailstorm. Ailstorm's a pirate metal. I like Black Sabbath. I like Ozzy. I like Judas Priest. Wednesday 13, I'm a huge fan of. But on the flip side, because I like, like I said, I like jazz. I like listening to the really soothing lounge kind of music. I like listening to the kind of jazz they play in the coffee shops. Some of my favorite musicians are Ozzy. Like I said, I love Ozzy. But I'm also a huge fan of Thelonious Monk. I'm a big fan of Frank Sinatra. You know, and a lot of those are ones you wouldn't really think someone likes that kind of stuff, but it surprises you. The point of music is rather let's get to the origin of music. The origin of music was originally used to communicate, and through communication it became a celebration. It would be to convey how one feels. It would be to soothe the soul. Music is one of the most therapeutic things in the world. And I say that because it is. Music therapy is some of the most powerful stuff on the planet. Let me break it down for you. If you're mad, you want to listen to something that sounds angry. If you're mad, you want to listen to something where somebody sounds as angry as you feel. But when you listen to the music, you notice things. It's the reverse. If you're just tired and you want to unwind, that's for me. That's when I listen to jazz. When you hear the music, you hear the notes, you hear the sounds, the different instruments from the pianos, the saxophones, to the guitars and the drums. You hear that, you lose yourself in the rhythm, you lose yourself. And in those moments, you don't think about the things that are bothering you. You don't think about how bad a day you've had. Music touches the soul. Music affects the heart. It is the ultimate form of communication. And that's just the music. With music, you have lyrics. Not all musicians have someone to sing. Not all of them have lyrics. When someone adds lyrics to their music, they're adding more of themselves. They're communicating on a completely different level. Um, and when you feel a certain way, and when you're listening to the music in the background, but you focus on the words, you lose yourself in the instrument, but you're following the words. And sometimes you can sympathize, sometimes you can't help but sing along. Because inside you feel, I understand that. You feel, sometimes you can feel the same love that they do for what they sing about. Sometimes you can feel the pain of their heartbreak. You can feel the joy of their success. Music conveys emotion, in a way that most things can't. And for me, music is therapeutic in so many ways. I listen to music when I write because I can use it to put myself into a certain mindset. I use music to cook because it can relax me, or I can put certain emotions into when I cook. Emotion and music go hand in hand so much more than people think. And when I say that, I mean every word of it, because music is simultaneously the most beautiful thing, and it can also be some of the most disastrous things too. Like I said, music is a way to communicate, and it's a way to reach out and feel. Music, unfortunately, can be misconstrued in some of the worst ways sometimes. You can listen to a song now and be like, yeah, this is pretty good. But as a kid, imagine yourself as a little kid listening to that same song. You'd be impressed by it. And I don't mean impressed like, wow, that's really good. I mean impressed like it has an effect on who you are, how you act, how you talk, how you behave. And because music can convey emotion and a message, sometimes it can send the wrong one. Music, like us, it has a beginning, it has an end, it has the songs and the symphonies, it has the words of our love, our pain, sometimes our sufferings, sometimes our joys, our happiness, our sadness. Our whole life is like one song or one whole album. It tells the different stories. It shows the different feelings. But I personally feel music has become something different in some aspects. Some bands are putting out the same beautiful, beautiful music that we've all grown up with, we've all come to know, we've all come to love. But I don't listen to the radio anymore. Let me explain why. I don't listen to the radio because they play singles, they play top hits. I'm sorry to tell you, like I said, everyone has different tastes. Music has a soul. But to me, listening to some of this music, it it doesn't sound like music to me. It sounds like somebody threw words on paper and grabbed a computer, made pretty sounding noise, and either electronically remixed their voice, or they're repeating the same words over and over to this semi pretty beat. That's not music. It's not. When you really think about it, now don't get me wrong, I'm well aware that Ozzy's had to have some kind of remastering done to his voice. He's getting up in his ears. It's gonna happen. But as you get older, and if you're still cranking out albums, I get it. It's a necessary evil. But music in the world today has, to me, in my perspective, it just seems to be more of a cash grab. I work in a grocery store for a living now. So please bear that in mind. The grocery store I work at plays a variety of stuff. It plays jazz, it plays rock from the 80s, and it plays some of the popular music now. And that's fine. If you like it, please, I'm not bashing on what you like. I'm giving, like I said, my opinion on the matter. It just seems like it's being made to be made. I've listened to the lyrics of some of these songs, and there's no meaning. There's I don't feel a connection to any of it. It just feels like it's being made to be made. Now, there is music being made that's popular. There is love, there is emotion, there is soul to it. And I don't necessarily like it, but it's still music. Adele, can't stand her. Can't stand her music whatsoever. But when I hear her come on the radio at where I work, I can hear the love and the pain. I can hear her soul in every word she sings, every verse that comes out of those speakers. I can hear it. You can hear the soft touch of the piano, and you know it is legitimate. You know she put herself into it. Now, while I don't like her music, I like the fact that she put her being into her work. Now, there are others, like, what's her name? She retired from the music scene a little while ago. Nicki Minaj. That's it. She was on every album somewhere, and every time I heard her voice, it was electronically mixed, like it's going, it bounced back and forth, and it just sounded so digitally done and undone. It sounded like electronic vomit. I'm not saying she can't sing if she really wanted to sing, but I have yet to hear that. Rhyming words and pretty music notes do not make a song. Love, emotion, like I said, all those things are what make music. It is the ultimate form of communication. And lose yourself into music. Lose yourself into what gives you peace. If listening to a little heavy metal calms you down, give into it. Listen, enjoy it. If you had a long day, you just want a glass of wine, you want to read a book, put on some jazz, put on some classical, whatever makes you happy. But think about that when you listen to that song. Think about that when you put that album in. Lose yourself in the music for a moment. Think about it. If you really think about it, you play a song, as soon as you hear it, you start to fade off a little bit. And the next thing you know, you're dancing, you're singing, you're calmer than you had been 5 minutes before. Because the music takes you away to a new place. And in my perspective, music is one of the most beautiful things on this planet. And unfortunately, I think it's one of the many things that we take for granted. Music therapy is real. The love of music, I don't think it's something that's ever going to die. As long as we love it and we put our whole being into it, then yes, absolutely. Music will stay beautiful. Music will be real. Music is beautiful and will always, always, always have a place in both heart and soul. So yeah, just like I said, just consider it. No matter what mood you're in, there's some kind of music that's for you. Music, they say that music has memories. It brings back memories. So if you listen to, here's a great example. When I was a kid, we would take long family rides. My mom, my dad, my two brothers, and I. We would take long family rides. And this was back when cassette tapes were still a big thing. Yeah, cassette tapes. We would listen to things like The Guess Who. We would listen to Black Sabbath. We would listen to this. And anytime I listen to that, it reminds me of the times I spent with my family. It reminds me the deep conversations my parents would have as I would look out the window of the car as my dad would drive. All these years later, sometimes music can bring you to a happier time. Sometimes you used to listen to music during a time that was so painful that to hear it now reminds you of that pain. It's therapeutic for both good and bad. And in so many ways, music does hurt. Pain is not beauty. Music is. Because even if one song or one band reminds you of a hard time that you went through, there are millions of songs out there. There are hundreds of other bands out there that you can listen to. There are concerts you can go to. There are concerts you can watch. With the mediums of iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, YouTube Red, you have all these options to listen to music. You have all these options to possibly watch concerts that were recorded. Oh, excuse me. But to lose yourself in the moment, to be able to forget the pain of the day, go to another place, that is something music can do for everyone. We all need music in our lives. So, enjoy that song. Enjoy that album. Enjoy yourself. Indulge in a little music today. And that is my perspective today on music. I'll see you in the next episode. Let me know how I'm doing. Please subscribe if you like this video. Subscribe. I plan to do more. Let me know what you think. Let me know if there's something you'd like my perspective on. Be good to yourselves and be good to each other. You all mean a lot to me. Thank you.